All right. Last thing here. This is gonna be really short. Um, we've gone over a lot of things to look at, and obviously one of the first big dangers that I told you guys at the beginning of the unit, which was the multi-level marketing scheme. So those pyramid schemes. Stay away from those pyramid schemes, please. Here's a couple other things you guys really should stay away from, and this probably goes without saying. A lot of you, but maybe you just don't know about this stuff. You ever heard of RentACenter?
Yeah.
What is RentACenter? There's other, like Ashley Furniture is like one of them. Like, what is it? Yeah, they sell furniture, they sell computers, they sell appliances, they sell electronics. You can get pretty much anything from there. You get a lawnmower from there. The thing about RentACenter is people like getting stuff from there because it's really cheap up front, but in the long run, they end up paying way more for that stuff than they ever would if you would just pay for it in cash, or even if you just use a credit card to pay it off. They offer a lot of different things, and they give you easy options to pay. And a lot of times the payments are required not every month, but every week or every other week. They want your money every other week. I'm going to give you an example. There's a lot of fees that are also involved too. You might get a fee for closing or processing or just to deliver the item. You might get a fee for every time that you're late, which is not any different than a credit card. Set up and install fee. Damage fee if you have to return it damaged. If you return it that is damaged and you didn't finish paying it off, whatever it is that you bought, especially if it's like furniture or something, and you end up spending way much more money in the long run at these places. Have any of you? Do y'all know anybody that's ever bought from these places? I don't want to offend anybody. What did they buy?
I don't remember, but I know they bought it.
And was it expensive? Do you know anything about it?
No.
No? All right. Let me just give you a real quick example of something that I literally found on here. I found these exact same two TVs. It's a Samsung 65-inch 4K Ultra HD TV, and I found it at Best Buy for $824.99. Okay. Same exact TV I also found at RentACenter, and their promotion was to get it for $39.99 a week. Why do you think people might want to do this instead of going to Best Buy? It's like a lot cheaper. I don't have $824, but I do have $40. So I'm going to give you $40 here. I'm going to give you $40 again next week when I get paid, maybe after that. So it's a lot cheaper. Then you got to read the fine print. Guess how long you're paying for that $39.99 a week? This is legit. I literally pulled it up from their website. Guess how many weeks? Just take a guess. 12 weeks? A year? So 52 weeks? It's laughable. 91 weeks. 91 weeks. I kid you not. This is a legit one you can find up on their place. And people just don't read the fine print, or they do and they just don't care. They don't care because they don't have $825 now. They have $40 now, and they might have $40 next week when we get to that. But 91 weeks. Now they have an option here that's like a 6 months same as cash option for you to buy it at $2,183 if you do it within 6 months. So you have to pay the $40 a week. Plus, if before the 6 months is up, you can buy it at that price. Holy crap! That's still. I mean, how could you be so dumb to look that this is a good idea when you could just go to Best Buy and buy it for that price? I'm not saying whoever you know is dumb. I'm just trying to point this out to you guys. Do this real quick in your calculator. How much does that TV cost after 91 payments? $39.99 a week times 91 payments. Look at that big number on your calculator. That's ridiculous. $3,639. Divide that number by $824.99. Divide that by $824.99. How many times more are you paying for that TV? How much?
4.4.
4.4 more times than what it's actually worth. All right. So again, this is one example, but these places that's what they're targeting people. They target people that can't afford to pay up front for something, but they can afford to pay something in the short term, but you're going to end up paying for it in the long term for 4.4 times. That is insane. All right. Last thing, second thing, and no interest. I talked about this as a benefit to a credit card, but do you actually know how it works? Okay. I think one of the examples that I gave was like, you want to buy new tires at a discount tire, You can get, let's say it costs you $800. You open up their credit card. You can put the $800 on the credit card and pay it off within 6 months, as same as cash. You don't have any interest on it. And that's actually a really good deal, as long as you make your payments on time and you pay it all off within that 6 months. What they don't tell you right off the bat is that if you don't pay it in full by the end of that promotion period, or if you make even one payment late, you no longer get that 0% financing. And it's not just you don't get the 0% financing for the rest of the time. They actually will go back and charge you what the interest they should have charged you had you not had the no interest financing promotion. So let me show you how this works. Let me just give you an example. Clear your calculators real quick. Second plus sign 712, because we're going to use the TVM solver again. Okay. Suppose you buy a piece of furniture from a store with a no interest financing promotion, as long as you pay it off within 18 months. Okay, so 18 total payments. The furniture costs $1,875. Okay, so you're going to put this on the credit card, the store credit card. You open it up. As long as you pay it off within that 18 months in equal payments, then you don't have to worry about any interest, which is really, really good deal. But you got to pay it every month on time, and you got to pay it off before the 18 months is up. The card requires a minimum monthly payment of $35. Just think about this without even doing any math. If you pay just the minimum every month, are you going to pay it off within 18 months? No, absolutely not. What's 35 times 18? How much? $630. Okay, you're not going to pay it off if you pay the minimum. We talked about don't pay the minimum because you're not going to pay it off. They want you to pay the minimum because they want you to pay the more interest, right? Okay, so scratch that. Obviously, how much should you pay every month in order to pay off the balance? What should you calculate here? 1875 divided by 18. Yeah, do that. 1875 divided by 18. That's how much you should pay every month. Now, this is a good deal. You don't have to pay the $1875 up front. You only pay $104 a month. You probably could afford that. This is a really good deal, but you got to pay it off in time. I did this with my last TV. Okay, I bought a TV at Best Buy with a Best Buy credit card. I got 24 months no interest, and I just whenever I got the total, I divided it by 24, and that's what I'm paying every month on my credit card, on that credit card. And it works as long as I pay it on time. I just set up a reminder on my Bank of America account because I don't want to forget. So if I forget, I'm screwed. They charge me all this interest. And let me show you how that works. Okay, keep that number in your calculator real quick. 104.17. 104.17. All right. Did you actually go back? Did you notice how big that interest rate was? 23.84%. Regular interest rate for that credit card. That's ridiculous. Okay, that's super, super high. So this is what happens. If you don't pay it off within the 18 months, the credit card actually still incurs interest every month as if it was going to charge you. They just don't charge you that interest. And you can actually see it on your billing statement every single month. It's called deferred interest. It takes the interest that it would have charged you and it defers it off to the side. As long as you pay it off within the 18 months, never gets charged. As soon as you miss a payment or you don't pay it off within the 18 months, guess what? All that deferred interest gets charged into you, and you have to pay it off by the next month, literally. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to calculate. This is real easy. We've been doing this already. Go to the TVM part of the calculator and press apps. And Richard, if you want to follow along, you can go this one. Let's figure out how long it would, or how much we would pay every month if we didn't have the no interest financing. So for my N is just 18 because it's just an 18-month period. I have 18 total payments. It's a year and a half, and there's 12 a year. So 18 total months. The interest is 23.84. So put in 23.84 into your I part of the calculator. The present value is the price of the furniture, which was $1,875. So put $1,875. Payment is what we're looking for, so just leave payment at 0. Okay, so we're going to try to figure out what it would have been if we had the interest on here. And what's the future value going to be? 0. And how many payments are we making per year? 12. So 12 and 12. Those have been pretty much the same for all of these loan ones we've been doing. Figure out how much the payment's going to be, or would have been. How much? 124. 124 and 92 cents to be exact, right? Okay. So that's not too bad. 124. How much were we when we divided by 18? Do you remember how much it was? 104. So if I subtract those two in the regular part of your calculator. You get about $20.75. Okay. That's how much is deferred interest every month. Okay. So you would have been paying an extra $20.75 every month in interest if you didn't have that free promotion. And if you multiply that by 18, that's $373. Okay. So this starts to add up all the way throughout the 18 months. So let's say you go buy that furniture or the TV or whatever it is. You got the no interest financing for 18 months. You make the first payment on time, that 104, great. You make the second payment on time, 104, great. You get all the way to month 17. You make 17 months on time. Perfect. Something happens in that 18th month and you don't make that one on time. Guess what they can do? They can charge you all of that money, even though you were only late that one last time. Now you could call and argue, right? But technically you didn't follow to the agreement of paying it within the 18 months. And if you miss that last payment, even if it's that last payment, you miss it by 1 day, they can charge you all that deferred interest on that no interest promotion. Okay. So I had told you guys this about a benefit of having a credit card. It is good to have these, but you got to make sure that you make all your payments on time and that you pay it off within the promotion period. Super, super important. If you don't, it all adds up. And if you're not paying attention to your bill or how much deferred interest is adding up, then you could get super surprised at the very end with an extra $373 you're not going to have to pay. Okay. There's 2 other things that I wanted to go over with you guys, but I'm just going to have it as part of your assignment. Subprime auto loans, super scary. I'm going to let the video explain itself. And the same thing with predatory lending. You know anybody that's ever gone to a cash advance or a place to try to get some quick cash out and pay it back at the end of the pay period? Speedy Cash, Quick Cash. There's so many of them. They're literally Cash America. They're freaking everywhere. You've seen them all, and you see the commercials everywhere too. So that's part of your homework. All you guys got to do is do homeworks part 1 and 2. You can do that before the end of the class period today. Each video is only about 15 minutes. So watch those videos, answer the questions. And that's all I got for you guys. That concludes our class. So let me know if you guys need any help, and I'm going to get those papers back passed to you so you can study them and use them on your test. Okay. Good. All right. Sweet.